Hello everyone and welcome to character creation for Arc 2 of Pioneers of Athelaq. The game will be picking up 150 or so years later, maybe 200, let's keep it vague-ish. But time has passed. The old characters have retired to various places as we discussed before, and a new generation of bright-eyed greedy little Lancasters is eager to prove that they're the best out of the couple hundred Lancasters of this generation that were considered at one point or another for the warrant. And that Papa Lancaster did not choose poorly, or probably Uncle Lancaster at this point, given the odds. Probably his
Yeah.
direct children got shanked pretty quickly.
Probably.
So it's questionable whether any survived. But, yes. Well, Demi, you look dead inside. Why don't you tell us about your character? And,
My character is Kezar Japelius. He is from a garden world. He's Adeptus Asha Telepathica, and he's a seeker, focused on social and psycho abilities. I'm the socialite here, kids. And by the picture, very optimistic and likes to dress well.
yes, Demi was not able to find a picture he liked yet, so he put in a placeholder which he will soon be changing to a more appropriate one. Seriously, this abhuman abomination would never have been sanctioned as a psyker. Remove it.
No. No, I don't think I will.
Okay. We'll see how long it takes for him to notice.
I've noticed already.
Okay, so you have rolls left for your starting health and your fate threshold, whether you get start with 3 or 2.
Yes. Let me now upload the image before I can go on to the sheet. But actually, no, I remember. Gonna go with health first because I remember being a garden world. It's 1d5 plus 7.
You've written it down here. Okay, so that should
10
be a
plus 4.
total of 14. Yes.
For my fate, I need 4 plus, and my threshold is 2. I'm scared.
Goodbye, Demi.
Okay.
Okay.
And lastly, divination. Let me open that on the Excel sheet, just so I'm ready to see what it is. $75. Suffering is an unrelenting instructor. Reduce this character's toughness by 3. The first time that the character would suffer any damage, he gains plus 20 to the next test he makes before the end of his next turn.
I hear toughness is your forte.
Yeah, now I have 21 toughness.
You can join Papa Lancaster.
That's disgusting. Okay. So, you told us what the character's role is gonna be and what he can do. Do you have anything in mind for his backstory? Why is he with the party? What the fuck is he doing on this cursed voyage?
See, being in a new expanse, and obviously has a lot of opportunity. And I'm a little bit special in that regards, being a psyker and whatnot. So, demonstrate a little ability here and there. Ooh, wow, look at him, he's so good. And guess what that gets me? Stuff. Free stuff sometimes, or just a lot of stuff. So it's purely greed, essentially.
Okay, so you would have kind of worked your way up, demonstrating your skills and eventually getting the Astral Telepathica to trust you due to you having shown your competence. Just purely cold-bloodedly manipulating the system that's meant to filter out assholes like you.
Yep.
Alright. Fair enough. Now, is Kaiser aware that the Lancaster family has a very bad reputation in terms of paying anything other than the bare minimum specified in the contract?
That can be arranged.
Okay. Jackalor.
My character is Regal. He is a Forge World Adeptus Mechanicus Sage. So, Tech Priest.
He's a brain boy.
Yes, Brain Boy. He's also a Xenarite, as per the proud tradition of Stygies. And now this new expanse.
I see.
He has come on with this voyage as the contact with through which the House Lancaster has decided to ask for someone of his talented and skilled at the art of technology, and as a liaison to the Mechanicum.
Oh no, you ain't gonna fill the contact requirement. You're still gonna need to send a representative to that.
Yes, of course. No. Yeah, but and the
Yes,
guy
you
on the
represent the
inside.
interests of the Forge World of Epirus on
Yes,
this
basically.
voyage.
Yes, basically. Mostly my own, of course, but
Okay, at this point, Emperors has grown quickly, and a great many tech priests have, jumped on the opportunity to set up bases there. It doesn't really have that much of a unified identity, but it has attracted a lot of assholes who are now starting to think that, hey, now might be a good time to really try and climb the rankings of the Mechanicus ordering of Forge Worlds, and just this vassalage with Stygies. I mean, for now, of course, but for tomorrow, we need to, think ahead, be progressive.
You see where I'm coming from.
Okay. Excellent. You're so good at getting inquisited. Sir, the 3 Mechanicus arcs have arrived from Mars itself. What do?
So yeah, I roll 1d5 plus 8 as I am a Forge World for health. Well,
Yes,
wounds.
indeed. Go right ahead.
Oof.
So that's 13. The Psyker is tougher than you, at least in this regard.
Okay, Fate. 8 plus. With threshold of 3 base. From the weakness of the mind, Messiah save us.
Oh, here we fucking go again.
No, apparently not.
You get what you deserve! So what is your tech priest actually good at, other than being a Zenrite scum?
Well, I have Forbidden Lore Tech, Orc, or Eldar, Dark Eldar, Craftworld Eldar, Tech Use, and I have Infused Knowledge. So I know every little bit about everything.
Okay. Excellent. Good. Okay, well, Bacon has turned out his phone apparently, so that suggests he's waking up. He should be here in a moment. Naxi won't be joining us today because Naxi's head imploded. Horrible accident, big mess.
In that case, before we do actually start and properly do this, did want to ask one question about availability and stuff. what would be the availability of getting some, actual Emperor tarot cards, essentially?
Uh, is it not in the book?
No. I know that exists. Remember from Dark Heresy as well. But after Google, it's an actual thing.
What?
Just assume
Tarot
average.
cards.
Ah,
Average?
Yeah, if you want, like a decent looking set. Not like someone's like piece of cardboard pencil.
Fuck. I can't get best. I could get rare. I could get good quality tarot cards. That'll do.
Disgusting. Okay. So, have either of you changed your minds about what you want to keep? Is it still the flagship and the transport?
Yep. And well, we do need to keep the contact network, don't we? Otherwise, that's just gonna fall through. That's just gonna be useless.
You have 3 sets of contacts: pirates, mechanicus, and the planets.
Yeah, most of the plants, like we've invested into those, and that could just be like that.
Some of the secondary benefits would stay with you. Like you would still have the house troops, etc. You'd still be able to dock there, get repairs easily, get bonuses on recruiting crews there. But that would be more of a, hey, the people remember that your family founded these colonies not so long ago.
Fair.
And not a, still having informant networks and formal ties.
I'd go for 3 essentially: the 2 ships and the contact for the planet. And that's about it.
that's guaranteed, not something that, or is it just that we might be able to start with it, but these are 3 are guaranteed?
The 3, like the ones you choose to keep, are guaranteed. If you go for 2 things, then I will only take 1 major advantage from you and replace it with something else which might be of equal, or given how well you've done compared to the others, probably lesser value.
Rude.
Yeah, get
Imagine
fucked, son.
punishing players for doing good during an arc.
Listen, strong men create good times.
No.
Good times create weak men.
Okay, Boomer.
Listen, Demi. Cardog got so fucking rich that at one point he was like, well, going in space like dangerous, and I'm like in charge of these 3 planets now, so fuck you, kid. I got mine. Go and make the family proud.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we should just stick with just 2 advantages and just lose 1 thing. He can only,
Well, we need bacon because
Yep.
bacon.
Alright, Miranda. I still need to look into those Demon Prince traits. See what I'm gonna give her. Okay, other than that... Right, that's also up to bacon. One thing I haven't done yet is rearrange the map to see which warp storms might have weakened or grown less. So that is something I need to still do. Okay. What equipment have you both claimed?
Well, I have a memorance implant, a vocal implant, a monotask servo skull for an auspex. I have best quality clothing, and now the Emperor's tarot cards. Good quality.
Okay. And from weapons you have like a last pistol.
Yup. I'm not playing the combat with this character.
Oh, it's a pity. I was going to introduce Gene Stealers this arc, huh?
Huh.
Okay. Ah, there he is. Excellent. Can turn on the cameras. Hello, Bacon.
Hello. Sorry, I overslept a bit.
So, I'm glad that you chose such a nice picture for your placeholder token, but you really needn't have bothered if you were going to replace it anyway. So just whenever you're ready, put the real one in and we can continue.
Okay, let me find my real one.
See, Demi? They always knew it wasn't gonna happen.
What?
Bacon's replacing his token as we speak.
Really, Bacon? Why?
Can't wait to replace the Aether's again.
Don't worry, Demi, you will understand in a second.
Ah,
I know. It was me, Dio!
Now, I would make that joke, but you just made it, so I'm now going for another.
Why are you like this? Bacon, why don't you tell us about your
Now, this one fits better with the team.
blessed.
marginally less cringe? But why?
I like it. Good job, Bacon.
Strength
Jackler's a
50,
disappointment.
toughness 30. Yes, it checks out. Fuck.
No, but I was using that one from Shotaro because if you look closely, his uniform is a navy uniform. He's just using it open because he's a badass.
Of course.
That's not according to regulation. That's a write-up. And this time it's going in your permanent record.
Well, but he's the rogue trader now. He doesn't need to use it like the regulation.
Bacon, tell us about your character.
Well, he's not 100% done, but he is Yotaro's Lancaster, born in Teodoru, raised in his family mansion with the best luxuries and education that he could get. But different from his most of the other brothers and uncles, he decided to go to the Imperial Navy instead of the army because he liked ships and he wanted to drive one. He wanted to pilot one. So he went to the Navy. It totally wasn't because I was trying to optimize certain aptitude. I swear, it was because the backstory.
I appreciate your effort to be not an epic. Well done.
It didn't work very well because he learned in the Navy that you can just... punching people isn't something that the Navy do very often. So...
You'd think that, and for a guardsman family member, it certainly seems like it, but it's like spend 4 months in the war, arrive, week getting in position for battle, 30 minutes into the battle, ramming speed, we're gonna board them!
But yeah, he was expecting like constantly punching people instead of waiting so much, but he managed to get to be the boarding officer because he wanted to punch people, and it worked out for him.
I'm just
And
imagining him just cramped in the front of a boarding torpedo, just like shaking with excitement.
yep, he just boards stuff, and he just goes around with his chain sword, screaming "Ora, ora, ora, ora" while he cuts people.
No!
Yeah.
Why are
That's-
you like?
That's literally one of my fucking.
Light,
What the fuck,
light,
Bacon?
did you pick up lightning attack? Lightning attack?
I was just trying to understand what works, but I have swift attack,
Nice.
I have crushing blow.
Do you have unarmed specialist?
No, I'm going to just use swords because fits aren't that good, and I like chain swords.
Understandable.
Yeah, those are garbage.
I don't think you necessarily need ambidextrous yet, because that's mostly useful for reducing two-weapon fighting penalties.
Yeah, but I wanted to know, can I fight with two swords? Is that viable?
You
Yes.
can,
Yeah,
but you
it's
need
super
the
viable.
talent for it.
Yeah,
Did you
Yeah.
pick that up?
you need to
Uh,
fighting.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to know which talent I really needed because I wasn't going to read the book like a loser.
You need two-weapon wielder first, then ambidextrous, then two-weapon master.
Yeah, that
Okay.
two-weapon master reduces the penalty to 0. The ambidextrous only reduces the penalty to -10, and two-weapon fighting or two-weapon fighter reduces the has a -20 penalty normally.
Well, it's kind of like this. Two-weapon fighter is what you need to, while swinging wildly around, you don't chop your own wrists off.
Basically,
Okay, so I will remove ambidextrous and maybe add this one or maybe add another talent. I don't
just
know.
pick up lightning attack first. It's much better.
He's out of XP. He'll only have 300 from ambidextrous.
No, I can change other stuff. I was just checking, like, I don't need to take the final, the dot on inquiry, or I can reduce some dot in, like, intimidate, because we already have another guy with intimidate.
I mean, you don't really need that much command either, honestly.
But
No, you need all commands. You always need command. It's fucking amazing.
look at this wonderful command roll. It's just 60. I need more command. I need at least
Nice.
70.
If you want +10, there's armor upgrades. That gives you +10 for people who actually believe in the Emperor.
Yeah, I'm still don't have the equipment. I just took the basic chain sword because it's a bother looking through several books when some other guys already played a lot and know everything.
Bacon, may I interest you in an Excel sheet?
I already have it, but it was a big list.
Understandable.
Okay. So, Highborn, you need to roll for your fate. I think you start with 4, but you need to gain a 10 to get 5. And wounds, yes.
Also, did Jackler not roll Divinity?
Yes,
Divination?
that's correct. I did not roll divination.
Okay.
Then? Nope, just 4.
And then we need you to determine your wounds.
It was... Let me check how many dice it was.
1d10 or 1d5.
One d5 plus 9. He actually gets the food the growing boy needs.
Oh, 1d5 plus 9. Yes, 1d5 plus 9.
Okay, so
That
total of 15 with the ones you get from XP. You're currently the beefiest fucker here.
You literally started with more HP than I had when I rolled. After I rolled. Because 9 versus 9. And you get a 1d5 on top. So yeah.
Don't reward behavior like that. Just yeet him out of the window, Bacon.
And now I need to do divination.
Yes, as does Jacklord. Wounds you count up, not down.
No.
81. Let's see how bad this is. Only in death does duty end. The first time this character would suffer a fatigue each session, he suffers amount of fatigue -1, to a minimum of 0 instead.
Okay. And Bacon.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Okay. Fine.
Dark dreams lie upon the heart, it says.
Really? 52. Oh, yeah, that's good. Anytime I roll the malignancy tables, I can instead just choose one.
Yep.
Let's get some corruption, boys.
Okay.
Malignancies are always terrible, Bacon. You don't want the malignancies.
Yeah,
Mutations
but
are the good.
I can take the least bad ones. And when I get the mutations, I already am not too penalized.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't want corruption points.
So, moving beyond that, what is your character actually good at? What can he do? I know you mentioned he's a boarding officer, but explain for the audience who might not be looking at the screen.
He's very good at telling other people to follow a charge until they die. He's good at running when things get bad because he's the officer. He needs to bring the next group to the boarding action. Not too much. He can also intimidate when someone tries to retreat. He just looks at them menacingly. He has a lot of strength and weapon skill. And that's pretty much it. He can barely pilot a ship. He can operate a void ship and not very good at navigating the warp, the stellar ship.
Okay, so fair enough. And for since you're the rogue trader, what was your ascension to the warrant like, and what are your ambitions on receiving it?
Okay, how exactly was decided the competition between brothers to see who gets the
Whoever
world
the
trader?
last trader or the if he died abruptly, the paterfamilias decides is worthy.
Okay, so he probably tried to grind the highest ranking possible in the Navy, while his brothers were being retarded and fighting each other in the army. So for choosing a different career, he got a very good ranking. So his father recognized his potential.
They all fighting each other in the army, competing, sabotaging each other. He just goes to the Navy. Later, bitches. Actually does well because he doesn't have a bunch of stupid siblings fucking him over. On the same fucking ship or on the same regiment. Making him look bad.
And his ambitions. He wants to be a badass rogue trader. That's his main ambition. He wants to go around and fight with different people, and this time be the one telling the strategies and stuff.
Okay. So, meet new alien races. Boldly go where no one has gone before and kick their asses.
Yes. one day he will 1v1 a war boss and win.
I mean, you probably can. The war bosses aren't that tough.
Sir, ships are exiting the warp. They're Imperial, sir! We're saved! They've returned! Oh god, no! Alright, so... Okay. In terms of your sets of contacts, each of these are gonna have a mission for you. You're not gonna be excessively punished if you fail it, but those contacts will fade for the next generation if you don't do something significant for them during this arc. So, for the Mechanicus, do you have any ideas of what would be appropriate?
Find an alien civilization and plunder its resources? Well, technological resources.
They have like a proper fleet and Owen just yeeting around the sector at this point. They don't need you to do that for them necessarily.
Fair enough.
No, he isn't Owen anymore. He's Captain Owen.
Voidmaster Owen. Okay. Two things you could do, and they are kind of two different ways of going about the same thing. You can either do something to get the Conor Mechanicum off the asses of the Mechanicum you're friendly of, to, unfucking that situation, because they're interfering currently, politically, trying to block resources, etc., flowing to the guys in here. Or you can have, try and arrange for the Explorator fleets and the Forge World of Epirus to sever its ties with Styges and declare independence. Which would also potentially unfucking the situation or confuse it enough that they could work around it.
I like the Epirus one.
I thought you
Yeah,
might.
but it's an interesting proposition, but it's the potential for creating a loyalist.
What
Or-
does
or-
happen though when a planet goes independent from Styges? Does it become something like the Lathe Worlds or what?
I mean, currently, it is a lesser Forge World. It makes a lot of important shit and it's vastly prosperous. But the Maguses there aren't necessarily used to working together because they've been doing it for a relatively short period of time, and most of them, the high-ranking ones at least, aren't born on Epirus. So it lacks national identity, and it doesn't have enough seniority or weight of tradition behind it to be that vastly respected in the Mechanicum.
Gotcha.
Based on just on its production capacity, what you would expect. So it's seen as a lesser Forge World under the patronage of a more significant one. The Lathe Worlds are essentially taken together. They're a major Forge World. They're under Mars, but they're not under some other local power. Whereas Epirus is under Styges.
But if we take Epirus out of Styges, will they stop being heretics?
Depends on which way it goes. It certainly does open that door. It depends also if you are able to convince if you can break free the Explorator fleet as well. Because that would form, to a large extent, their local fleet in the area and whatever military arm they will have available in terms of space.
I mean, knowing Captain Neo in Zolson, as long as he can be a heretic, it doesn't matter being dependent.
Okay. For For the pirates, you might have your own ideas, and there are other ways to go about it. But again, two ways to go about it. You can, in some way, help them fuck over the Navy hunting them. Or, alternatively, you can arrange for a new hull to be given to them. So that there's a new pirate crew that's loyal specifically to you, so that you have a greater influence in their councils.
I have a question for an idea, but I'm not sure if this would be too ambitious or not. What about the creation of a new hub somewhere in the sector?
They've moved back to the planet. That a new hub in the sector, like they had
a new seaport, effectively.
Yeah, somewhere like deeper and hidden a bit.
That's hard unless you're gonna make a actually hidden colony. Usually, moving large amounts of people, kind of iffy.
Fair.
Because they do kind of try and watch for that sort of thing because they know that's gonna happen.
Gotcha.
That would work if you could set it up in a way to allow them to resupply at worlds back out on the way back out of the expanse without getting fucked, because it's a long fucking trip. Not ideal, but yeah, this would be harder to achieve. The options I'm suggesting is either help with the Navy hunting for them, or arrange for a new ship to fall into the hands of pirates and essentially organize a new pirate venture that will be loyal to you specifically and will vote your way on their councils.
I'd say that one sounds good.
Yeah.
That is actually... Bros, I have a plan.
What the fuck now, Demi?
No.
Yep,
Don't worry
the
about it.
Corsive
Go.
Broker is gonna be a pirate ship, I know it.
No. Go on with the plans. You might get a triple fun.
Okay. In terms of your system, we're looking for two ways, again, for how to do this, as in we want two ways. Let's see. You can either convince the Administratum to invest into colonizing the planets that the Imperium has already claimed, using the Limaxus system as its base of operations, and it's well suited for that. Or you can found more colonies deeper in the expanse, again, using the Limaxus system as the ultimate base and the source of colonists, spreading their influence. The ambition here being that you are building up the system, and Teodoro in particular, towards eventually becoming the subsector capital.
I like that idea.
I approve.
Problem is, Luchenko might have her own plans regarding the system she claimed, because she has the most populated world, and she too has a logistics center and
What's her population at?
14.
Yeah, but we have 3 worlds. Combined, we have a higher population.
Combined, I think you might have the same because it grows exponentially.
Yeah.
Besides, her planet's atmosphere is unbreathable, she just covered it in metal. And dug underground.
Yeah, we're better.
Yeah, she can't hear you over how good that caviar is she's eating.
How rich is she?
At the end, she ended up at something like 90 profit factor.
Oh, that's expensive caviar right there.
She
I already know our first pirate target.
No, Bacon, we're not supposed to do that.
She has an extreme gun range of 24 VUs. And she can move at like double digit speed easily.
Exactly.
Anyways, I just need to confirm one thing again for the pirate mission of the hull. So we need to get a hull that would be given to them, essentially.
Yes.
But what did you say something about loyalty after that? I don't remember.
Effectively, you would need to have a representative on that set of contacts. He would organize it for you. You wouldn't need to worry about finding pirates and setting them up. Your guy would be just like, listen, who wants to get fucking rich? Hell, you could have your representative actually be the pirate in charge of that ship, and he could be like a puppet state for you.
Alright, so y'all want to hear my plans of getting two birds with one stone? So we need to make a hull, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, where are we gonna do that? But the one place that basically makes everything about ships, right? Fair enough. But here's the thing: building a ship is a project in its own right. It takes a lot of resources, and considering the amount of industries we have, all of those are interconnected. So my idea is, why not do the whole Empress identity thing by basically us contributing to making a new ship? That all stuff works, make a national identity to that, and a little bit of push between us, and we can send the ship elsewhere after.
You don't have a full shipyard at Epirus, unfortunately.
What are we missing?
You produce most of the components, but the actual assembly is shipped over and done over the homeworld of the Collective of Spheres. That's where they make new escort ships.
Oh, come on.
It's an interconnected economy. The Imperium doesn't like worlds to be too independent or systems.
So we need 2 more Forge Worlds.
The idea would be probably to steal an older hull rather than a new one that would be more carefully tracked. Because that's the whole idea is to have, it's like a puppet state, right? Plausible deniability. You want to be at one remove from whatever that ship is doing. It's like, who? Our representative? Never heard of that guy. Don't know who he is there a bounty on him? Can I go after him?
Fair enough.
Now, here it wouldn't matter, really, if the ship is repairable, as in if it doesn't need to, replace the entire warp drive assembly, essentially, kind of thing. If it's fucked up, that's fine. You can just devote the transport to helping recover it for like a year, and that'll be fine. You don't have to expend cash to make it flyable or crew it or anything like that. You need a hull that can be fixed up enough to start shooting Imperial ships. That or in some way sabotage the Navy's efforts to track them and kill them. Because at this point, remember the high wall that you went to look for the Valois records that got you in trouble? Their operations have moved back there. Pilgrim Station, they put the boot in. They just rolled up, parked a cruiser between the Mandeville point and the station, and just sent in the smaller ships to start boarding. It was nasty. But the nearest pirate hub is closer to the passage out of the Expanse now, so hey.
Yay.
What else? The Agri-World that what's-his-face made, Santiago, ended up reaching size 6. And Santiago actually made those worlds reasonably fortified. The major cities have a single layer of void shields over them, and there are surface-to-orbit laser batteries around both planets, just in case the Eldari come back. And significant amounts of ground troops. And also an Imperial Navy station that he built up to size 4, so he has a flight of 6 frigates operating out of there.
How many ships do we have in Limax's Finis?
Effectively everything that isn't elsewhere. You usually have one of the lunar class cruisers there, and yeah.
What happened to Explorer's Rest, by the way?
It's still there. It's still being used as a logistics station. But it's kind of faded in importance. A lot of ships these days just travel directly to your world. Taking the direct jump, well, they either have to jump to Explorer's Rest and then without stopping their travel there directly, or if they try direct jump, well, they don't have a mapping for that route. Or as much of a one. So, most ships would bypass Explorer's Rest because what's an extra couple days at that point. But it's still there.
Okay.
And they kind of, keep it on in case, like, if someone tried to set up some sort of interdiction in the warp and the point where people are recalibrating their course, this could be nasty. Might best keep base there, just in case. But yeah, it's definitely not vital to the efforts anymore.
It's a backup, in case something goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta keep the lights on, but that's about it.
I'd probably still keep, given how important these other worlds are, they probably don't keep a cruiser there. They keep one of the light cruisers and some frigates there.
Okay.
Okay, so in general terms, that's where things stand, I think. There's a couple of other worlds scattered around. There's a shrine world in E9, which is essentially the crazy fucks you discovered. Don't go there. They hate you. You stole the holy vessel that brought their ancestors to that world.
Well, I mean, to make an omelette, you have to break some eggs.
And in E7, as Santiago discovered, there's a civilization which has spacefaring ships and which is very, very tolerant of chaos. There have been periodic fights, attempts to bomb it, a couple times even to invade it, but on occasion, slavers show up to fuck up both sides. Other occasions, chaos ships have been known to show up there. Effectively, that world is a ravaged, war-torn mess. Not entirely reduced to nothing, but periodically getting kicked in the nuts when the Imperial Navy is like, hey, the higher-ups want to reinvest in this sector. Let's just, kick in the door again.
It seems like a fun pastime. You just go there, blow some local ships, and and flee when the Chaos Warband appears.
Other than that, you have a total of how many troop points? About 4,800. So your host troops, I'm gonna say, are a tenth of that. So you have 480 points worth of troops that are loyal to the house directly.
Nice.
I think that's reasonable.
So wait, we have... Yeah, continue.
I think only Santiago has more. Luchenko has slightly less.
So we have just an entire guard regiment stationed on Lemaxus Finis?
It's more like they're scattered all over, but it's like, you have a security force here, a squadron of Valkyries there, it adds up. You don't have any way to reasonably transport them, but, it's, I serve House Lancaster.
Yeah, I meant like there's an actual guard regiment in the entire...
Yeah,
of all the
effectively,
troops.
you do have a shitty guard regiment's worth of troops.
No, not us personally, but the entire planet has an entire guard regiment.
Oh, you have more than a single guard regiment at this point. But you built it up to really high amounts in terms of the PDF, and some of that you get back as personal house troops. Unless I choose to take away the benefits from the planets.
Of course, unless that.
Are we gonna find that out today or next time?
We'll get to that. We'll see if Nayaxi actually joins, because I just saw they came online, but we need to decide about the intervening generations of rogue traders. So since about 150 to 200 years have passed, I say about 3 generations since Caradoc retired. So,
3 rolls. That's perfect. Let's see how good they are, huh?
oh no, we're not gonna roll for it. We're gonna decide this based on fluff. They're all gonna be semi-shitty. You know, I inherited the business, I'm gonna keep it running, but I have no fucking idea how he built it in the first place, so I'm not gonna go looking for alien xenotech stations. So, let's start with something simple that inspires the entire character. What is the name of the son or grandson of Caradoc that takes over from him directly? By the way, I want these written in the lore for the house.
Caradoc Jr.
No, Calgar. Calgar.
Kardar.
Calgar.
He's mocking you, Jackal. Stop, you're making it worse.
I like Calgar. It's a very funny name.
Kalgar smash.
So, Calgar Lancaster takes over. So, everyone, tell me one thing about what kind of a person Calgar is. Jackalor.
He enjoys the fine things in life and doesn't like doing work.
Okay. Strong men create good times. Demi.
He was pretty meek.
Okay.
He's as greedy as his father.
So Calgar was a people person, a agreeable, aristocratic man that ruthlessly exploited the lower classes of Teodoro for the family's advancement. You can now write that in like that. Mm-hmm. Caradoc the First Lancaster. That's fucking disgusting, Jackalor. Okay. So I want you to collectively decide. Yeah, let's not say that he ruthlessly exploited the lower classes, because he might not be remembered for that, right? That's his character. I want you to decide on 2 things he's remembered for. Fairly or unfairly, doesn't matter. Public opinion and history aren't always accurate, right? But one thing that is considered like his greatest achievement or his greatest positive trait, and one thing that he's kind of loathed for.
He could be known in the upper nobility for giving the most wonderful parties and events.
I had the same idea, like lavish.
he was out for a drive when a Serb killed him. Okay, suggestion is he was known for being a socialite, throwing parties, building bridges between nobility.
Ooh, I know. He was renowned for wasting money on every little thing he could find.
Yeah, what was that? Was that CK2 education? Indulgent waste?
Yeah, Mastral.
Okay, so the nobility is praising him because he fucking knew how to throw a rager, boy. And the people are like, what? They got the Russians again? Motherfucker!
Basically.
Meanwhile, he's just sleeping with everything that walks on two legs. Like, bro, it's fine. I got the warrant, the family will pay for it.
Basically.
And it's administratum in the background is like, this is so not going according to plan. They're 100 years ahead of schedule for this shit. Okay, so in a single sentence, knowing this, how would you describe the reign of Calgar Lancaster?
Hedonistic.
Let them eat cake.
Okay, but seriously, this is going in the lore sheet. This is the history of your family.
Let them eat cake. So where's the lore sheet? I don't see it.
It's separate under lore in general, Rogue Traders.
Let's see on Wikipedia how that French king before the French Revolution reign was described.
I mean, he wasn't that bad necessarily. The nobility were out of control, but the one before the last was fucky. The last one, the introvert one, I think he wasn't that bad. He just didn't have the strength to deal with the hard times that weak men created. Okay, one last thing about him. This is more for the for our knowledge. We're not going to write in the lore, but how did Calgar die? My suggestion is like just bleary-eyed, hungovers. No, bro, I know she's your sister, but bang!
I was gonna say he choked on something during one of the parties.
Yeah, I was also thinking he choked to death.
Or he ate so much at once that even Imperial technology couldn't save him in time.
Medicus, quickly! It was the turtle stew! The turtle stew! Save him!
I like to imagine they say that while his next in line is just like.
And just puts the syringe away. Son, what are you doing? Succeeding you, father. Okay, let's do it this way. Rogue Traders. Caradoc Lancaster. Calgar Lancaster. Okay. A generous man that avoided conflict and is renowned for building bridges between imperial noble families and hated by the common people for his wasteful ways. So how does he die?
I vote choke.
Yeah, I vote choke.
I vote choke.
Choke.
Tragically died to poorly prepared food. The cook took his own life in regret for the harm he caused to the most noble Lancaster family. So, we know all about Caradoc, but let's go back and decide, what is Caradoc remembered for? One good thing, one bad thing.
Does it have to be only one bad thing?
The one that...
Oh!
Okay, it's the one thing that everyone says, like, yeah, there was this guy, Caradoc Lancaster, he was a total piece of shit because of this. Like, the first thing that people think of when they think, yeah, he's a piece of shit, and the first thing they think of, oh, he's a great guy. He was an important, historic founder.
He was a traitorous cunt.
Mm. I like that. A betrayer at heart. But he did it for all the right reasons, guys.
But the good thing is he was a very great businessman that established wonderful colonies and made his family powerful.
The great founder of the dynasty, constantly surrounded by accusations of treachery and heresy. So, a great businessman. The titan whose business acumen saw the Limaxus system conquered and colonized. Crap, I'm gonna have to write these out for the others as well. Okay, so that's Kalgar. Who takes over after Kalgar?
I have a name. Linus.
I think it's Linus.
Linus.
Linus, Linus, however you want to go about it.
Oh, it's
Linus
Linus
like-
Blacktips.
Is he gonna overclock the soldier's respite? Okay, so everyone tell me one thing about Linus. Demi, you named him, so you go first this time.
It was a womanizer and had many bastards.
So completely unlike his daddy. Okay. Bacon.
He discovered a few new sexually transmitted diseases.
See, how this spore-derived disease was first introduced, the Maguses believe, is that someone fucked a slug and then fucked a human.
Carried on by the nuclear, by the volcanic ash still in the atmosphere.
It was a great biology.
Jackalor. I know you're invested in making this dynasty sound great, but I hate to say this, we're 3 generations in and it's not looking good. We're one away from the inbred trait. You really can't think of anything positive to save Linus.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, I thought you were on Bacon still. Well,
No, Bacon said that he discovered several new sexually transmitted diseases. That is fucked up but appropriate.
Yeah, he was a great understanding biomagos.
Uh-huh.
he was
sure.
incredibly good at saving money.
He had to be. He had his father's debts to pay.
Exactly.
Oh my god, but he had all these the alimony guys.
Listen. See. Well, what are the laws on...
I think that goes by planet by planet.
Yeah,
So,
but
Yeah.
he's on Teodoro.
So that sounds like there's going to be a constitutional change somewhere.
Ah, yes, I think we never came up with the Emperor's Charter, but I don't think that really matters because it all went to the Mechanicum anyway.
Mhm.
So, Teodoro, where the fuck is that?
Military personnel aren't allowed to marry until retired, so he definitely wasn't a military guy.
Oh my fucking god. He just keeps walking around with bodyguards. I claim alimony. I choose trial by combat.
We know how he dies, guys.
Someone murders him when he doesn't have any guards around.
Someone bribed the guard, so they refused to beat his champion. So he
Just
has
that
to go
Death
in.
Watch passes through, there's like a salamander. Just steps out from the shadows. I will be this woman's champion.
Well, shit.
This is my Flammenwerfer. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Okay, he was great at saving money, and he had STDs never before seen by man.
Yeah, all of his bastards got like last names depending on the STD they had at the time.
Okay. So, what is he remembered for, good and bad?
I'd say he was remembered as a. He had dashing features. One of the prettiest men of old Theodoro during his time.
A figure of grace, elegance, and pure male virility.
Oh, now.
And what is his bad?
I mean, he's caused STDs, guys.
He could be known for spreading the plague of 100 bastard sons, looking for opportunity and trying to fuck
His
up with
wanton
other-
ways caused the War of the Bastards, a civil war on Teodoro.
I like
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
His wanton ways are... caused the War of the 100 Bastards on...
Redimir writes to me, he caused that array of nerd lights that stole the STDs.
And how did he die?
I'd say in one of the trial by combats, where he
Sometime.
severely overestimated his abilities once.
Tragically died during trial by combat when a wanton woman tricked a noble space marine into championing her.
What?
I don't like Noble and Space Marine being in the same sentence in our dynasty history.
I mean, that's what passes through here. Surely this could have easily happened.
I know.
Unless you all object. But I think
No,
it's a great fucking meme.
Yup.
I like it.
Pretty boy gets head smashed in by a single punch.
Pulls out a heavy flamer. Dodge this, bitch! Okay, and then for the last one, we need a name. Bacon, I think you haven't come up with one. This is your father, by the way, or uncle, the previous holder of the warrant. You can see the gears turning in his head. I'm worried.
So about this one.
Nice.
Nero Lancaster. Neros Lancaster. So, everyone tell me one thing about Bacon's noble
Bacon.
father.
Baker, go first. You start. What's your idea?
He was a very proud man that tried to bring some good opinion to his family by just trying to convince the peasants that his family was great.
There is a mandatory 2-hour parade for you to celebrate the glory of House Lancaster after your 16-hour work shift. Those who do not attend will have their rations cut. But sure, he tried to improve relationships with the peasants. Jackalor.
He was an honest man that wanted to raise up the name of House Lancaster from the mud.
Okay, Demi.
I had two ideas, but I'm gonna go with this one because I think it makes for a more interesting story. He was one of the bigger winners during the War of the Bastards on the planet, and he was able to forcefully inherit.
Okay, so he changed his name to Lancaster after coming out as the winner. Okay.
So far, so good, guys. You don't even have the right blood in our generation anymore.
It's fine, the genetic test confirmed that he had a right to the fucking family name.
At least he had a noble father. Let's just hope that his mother was also of a bit quality blood.
She was a maid in one of the spires.
We already tainted our family.
Caradoc is disappointed in you.
Linus fucking croaks. Bastard's looking from the stats like, Father, who should rule? The strongest.
Why do I hear boss views?
I mean, I doubt that all of them would make it out of the arena alive once he said that.
Execute Order 66.
Space Marine watches as the crowd rips itself apart. What have I done? Shit! Sergeant is gonna be so pissed. Okay, what is Nereus Lancaster remembered for?
I'd say his heroism in stabilizing House Lancaster once again. He made House Lancaster great again.
The winner of the War of the 100 Bastards. The noble figure that brought back stability to Teodoro.
It could be boring and say that his dark thing he's remembered is for the great fires of Teodoro.
No.
But that's too boring. It's too Nero's fire.
It could just be that the negative is that
He's remembered for being.
you cut out there.
Yeah, I was thinking of what if we made him the negative that he had a dark history of deals with underground. With
That's
the
literally every
underground-
Lancaster. Nobody's surprised by that anymore. People just
Fair
like
enough.
business as usual.
Oh, I have the opposite. Different from his entire family, he was a treacherous cooperator with Inquisition, bringing disgrace to his family and the other nobles.
We could also go with the absolute fucking maximum memory and say that he's despised for his low birth and tainted blood.
Sure.
Yeah, perfect.
Or the Inquisition one is good as well. If you go with that, then I actually know exactly how to set up your loss of stuff.
Let's go for it then.
He is despised by the nobility for using the Inquisition to settle personal scores and rivalries.
Oh, I have a nice way to get. I know how he dies, guys.
Shank?
Nah. Because of the nobles' hatred towards him, because of that bullshit, there came a time where the yearly volcano sacrifice arrived, and the nobles plotted it so that he was the chosen one for that year.
Okay, guys. Wait, I was told the sacrifice would be here. Turns around. Guys!
Swords out.
Pulls
You're
out
the
a knife.
sacrifice.
I'm sorry, Nereus. It's the way it has to be. The family honor is at stake.
Even you, Bob.
Okay. Died in a tragic fall during the yearly volcano sacrifice.
I swear to God, that volcano was one of the best decisions we've ever done.
It's wonderful. Best aspect of the Emperor. The volcano
I
god.
mean, at this point it was calming down, so the Mechanicus have built a well and a force field to contain it, so they can open it up when they need it. And the rest of the year it's a geothermal power station.
Hey.
Okay, so you are probably in base, laying over from the most recent expedition, fighting some random Xeno filth that were encroaching on Imperial space, when you hear news. There was a tragic accident during the yearly sacrifice, and your father is dead, Neris. He willed the warrant to pass to you as his least disappointing son.
I will follow his footsteps and bring glory to our family.
Okay, so the way I'm planning to do this is you're gonna be slightly screwed here, of course, but I'm not gonna take away your stuff. Instead, I'm gonna give you infamy and the goodwill and a favor from the Inquisition for services rendered. That passes to Bacon as an intangible.
That's perfect. I will gladly take infamy if the Inquisition won't fuck me directly.
Infamy, favor, Inquisition, and
Effectively, the Inquisition is on friendly terms with you rather than neutral, bordering on hostile.
gotcha.
It's like, you turned it around. There was a lot of dirt, but we washed it clean. Go and be reformed, kids! But yeah, you're gonna be at something like 25 or 13 for me, for this arc. Well,
Yep.
it depends, because some of it will burn off, actually, which we haven't considered yet. You may reduce your infamy by your, let's say, prestige bonus for the time passing.
So
By
6?
Yeah. I think tying it to prestige is appropriate. Fame washes away many sins. Oh, for fuck's sake, am I really on super... Of course I am. Damn it.
I love Jojo broken English.
Why do you like this? Yeah, so we're gonna do it that way. You are just gonna be closer to the infamy level you actually deserve, you fuckers. Okay. So, what else do we need? Now, we'll do this with Nyaxi later. And you don't need to have all of your character stuff in place if there's still a few things you're gonna change, but let's play it out as an introductory thing. So, Bacon.
Yes.
How do you pronounce your character's name again?
Yotarus.
Yotarus is probably on the bridge, overseeing the frigate being docked and the crew preparing to disembark for some well-earned shore leave. Have you decided which Xenos you have actually fought face to face?
On this sector, the main Xeno presence was the Eldari, right?
The Eldari are the ones that everyone is worried about because they were doing something and they bombed the planet where they were running their atmospheric experiments. So everyone's kind of like, fuckers.
Yeah, during his service on the Navy, he would probably, the Navy would be probably hunting the Eldari, so he maybe have fought one or two before. And also, I would say that once the Navy found one of those places that are filled with the not fully orcs, the
Gretchen?
one goblin kind, yeah, Gretchen, and he was part of the extermination group.
You can pick one Xeno that you have experience fighting against. It can be Orkoids, it can be Eldari, it can be something else.
It would be Eldari.
Okay. Then you have just returned during the fight, You were strafed by an Eldari Corsair frigate. They managed to get a land strike through. The frigate is gonna be in dock for probably about a month, repairing at least before you head out. And there's plenty of shore leave to look forward to. Hell, if you wished, it looks like you might even have a chance to travel in system and meet with your family, pay your respects to your noble father. And that's when the message comes in. The communications officer just you can see from the body language they sort of lean forward, hunch over a bit, kind of throw a nervous glance at you, just start nodding. Sir, I have bad news. Apparently there has been a tragic accident. Sir, your father is dead. The family wishes you to return to Teodoro immediately.
Oh no, not my father. Just rushes out of the place.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to find a family representative on Achaea. They don't have many more news, but apparently a part of the cliff face collapsed. They're not sure, it might have been sabotage, but your noble father, along with the sacrifice, just all slid onto the mouth of the volcano. No body could be recovered.
He shed a single tear, and he decides to go with the volcano with his personal bodyguards that he know that he won't try to murder him, to just pay respect to his dead father.
Okay.
Tragic accident occurs. You have to burn more fate points.
So yes, you travel over there, and the two of you, well, you have been looking for opportunities, I assume, to get that good life, and in this system at least, that means House Lancaster. They are the power in this here location. So, roll off. We'll see which of you is able to hear about the new rogue trader visiting the volcano and be there to console him and get in good with him immediately.
All right. 1d100s?
Yep,
Ooh, not me.
I will see you roll against Jackalor.
Jackalor. Jackal was there. Jackalor warp teleported there.
He runs the power facility.
I take Mr. Rogue Trader Lancaster, I should say. It's a great honor to have you here, but I must pay my condolences and my respects to your honorable father.
Jack Priest. So the news are already spread. Tell me, Tech Priest, was this an accident? Or it was something deliberate?
Calculated.
Unlikely.
Unlikely.
You can make a tech use, or not tech use, a tech scholastic lore test to see if you recognize what was done there. You can add a plus 20 because this is apparently your facility and you know how that place is set up.
You're saying you're breaking up.
Plus 20, scholastic lore, tech.
No, I guess plus 30 because the implant?
Which one?
Calculus Logia upgrade, it's Scholastic Lore.
Indeed, go ahead.
And if you have infused knowledge,
That gives an extra degree. Do you wish to try for
Nah,
a
fuck
reroll?
that shit. Rerolling.
Not gonna?
Nah.
Yeah, it's suspicious as all
Nah.
fuck. Those areas are well maintained and the servitors are checked for logic faults regularly, but you can't be sure. You don't know, but that cliff face shouldn't have given way.
Oh. I am uncertain on the matter, but it is unlikely that it was a simple accident.
A simple accident in my facility? Impossible.
Exactly!
In the background, you hear the steady chug, chug, chug of the turbines turning under the steam powered by the volcano.
Tech Beast.
However, what?
Tech Beast. If you manage to discover anything about this, any who calls it or how it was done, you will be greatly rewarded by the new road trader. And
Of course.
maybe get a position on my crew if you are competent enough.
Can I manufacture on the spot? Can I try and manufacture evidence on the spot or something?
Because you're deceived, sure.
No, okay, let's not.
Okay, so he scuttles off and leaves you alone with your thoughts. Cliff face is broken. The carefully sculpted platform overlooking the caldera of the volcano, just having been sheared off and slid, like the whole thing, into the yawning pit below.
He just starts his monologue to talking with his dead father. Father, you did great for this family. I will follow your footsteps. I will avenge your death. And maybe one day I will be with you together with the Emperor. Just leaves the place. He needs to sharpen his chainsword because he feels like he needs to purge some nobles.
Yeah, you haven't been in your own personal apartments in the family spire for a while. Do you go there or are you staying at a hotel for now?
I'm the fucking rogue trader now. I will demand my rightful mansion.
You can,
if there's-
but you can't be sure that it's not gonna have nasty poison needle surprises. Your younger brother would be very happy if you were to meet a sudden and fatal accident right about now.
Yep.
I would just send one of the guards in first to investigate all the rooms.
Roll luck die. The guard doesn't return.
Those disgusting fucks. They do deserve death. They have no honor.
I think this is paraphrasing the glorious founder of the dynasty. Fuck honor. Where's the profit at?
Change this dynasty from degenerate fucks to noble warriors and champions of the Imperium.
Meanwhile, in the other spire, Cardoc's just smoking a cigar, looking over the pollution-filled sunset. The wheel keeps turning. The family prospers.
That a boy.
Go get him! big guy.
Okay, so, Mr. Psyker, you have managed to make yourself a guest of the spire of House Lancaster, and you have been carefully, just like with the pinky, casually reading thoughts when necessary, giving a few commands when it's absolutely useful. And you know that the rogue trader has been seen entering the residence, and you're aware of at least 2 plots to try and off him.
I would like to, with my persuasive skills and my ability, try to.
Oh no, you're gonna
Well-
have to use psychic powers to get close to him.
Yeah. Organize a meeting with an important individual of Theodora.
Okay, him specifically or just a random?
No. I'm trying to essentially go through people to be like, we have somebody waiting for blah blah arranged, and that's not a still. So I can have a meeting with the new rogue trader.
Okay. So, Demi, roll me a luck die. Okay. So you don't cause perils on the way there.
Hopefully.
Bacon, you have cleared out one of the guest rooms, which probably isn't filled with poisoned needles and other inconveniences like the one that offed your now bloated and purple-green bodyguard. When
I tell one of the other bodyguards, take a sample of his blood.
yeah, no, that's all being taken care of. You'll know where this came from. Probably something that came out of the fucking swamps again. When a glassy-eyed servant opens the door and says, "Rogue trader, there's someone here to see you. It's important," and then just shakes their head like, "What the fuck?"
I enter confidently.
Yeah,
After
there's
the servant
3
opens the door.
guns on you immediately.
3 guns and a chain sword.
Good day, rogue trader. Wait, what the fuck? What is your name? I need to remember your name now. Yeah, Yothers. Good day, rogue trader Yothers Lancaster. I am Kezar Japelius. I've come to say my condolences and provide assistance to find the killers of your father.
The microbead goes off in your ear. Sir, I believe we have a problem. There are psychic phenomena manifesting throughout the spire. They appear to be leading in your general direction. There's a rogue psyker on the loose.
Mr. Cesar, I suppose you are a branded psyker of the Imperium. Could you just make sure for us and show your mark?
I see you are well informed. Of course, anything to prove my current loyalty. And I'll show him the brand.
Current loyalty?
You are a branded psyker, right?
Yeah, I'm actually sanctioned.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Not that much heresy right at the start. Yeah, with his Yotarus drop his sword, but I believe his guards still are with the guns pointed.
Yeah, they relax a bit, but the guns stay aimed at him.
Mr. Kaiser Shepelius, what can you say about my father's death? Do you have any information? Who are the treacherous bastards that don't like living?
As you may already expect, enemies are abound, rogue trader. Before I get to your father, I need to inform you that there have already been rumors and talks about people wanting to see you off. Hopefully none of them, and I look at the guards, and I hope that none of them are in this room. But in terms of your father, I am a man who is connected with the people of Theodoro, and I am psychically aligned as well, and I can show a glimpse of divination to find the real murderers. If you would
Well,
only offer, if we would only provide me with 10 minutes of your time.
You know, it's
10
not
minutes.
actually divination, it's all fucking bullshit.
If 10 minutes is all you need, I'm glad to offer you Psyker.
Bow once more, and I'm going to look at the guards. Says, I will have to take out the tarot cards that are used for divination. I am not going to take out a weapon,
Okay,
and I'll slowly take out the tarot cards.
give me a trade soothsay with +10 using fellowship. And you can contest this with your scrutiny, Bacon.
Scrutiny. Yes, that one is the biggest flaw of Yotaro's.
Oh god! I need to re-roll that. So I'm re-rolling.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
A success.
Okay, so he tells you, Bacon, in exquisite detail, your father had many enemies. Some of them were closer than he thought. He trusted the wrong person. They betrayed him, stabbed him in the back when he least expected it. In a moment of celebration. And it's all vague bullshit, but it sounds impressive.
Yeah. And just going. And then fire is all that I can see at the end.
Yeah, you saw the newscasters National Day of Mourning.
Should say he has a legitimate job, guys.
Sure.
You seem to, well, it was betrayed. That's good information, but the rest is not that useful. But the plots that you already know, if you could appoint me to those preparing them, we could do a surprise meeting with bullets and swords.
Of course. But I would like to only ask if I could be in charge of organizing those meetings. Friends in high places, obviously, not implying that you do not have any. But I believe it would be less conspicuous.
Indeed. It would be better if you arrange the meeting and me and my guards are just all outside of the room waiting to jump in. I'll leave to you. You seem like a trustable man, Kaiser Chapelius.
Okay,
I bow and it will be arranged.
so you are able to relatively easily arrange a surprise. So one of them is little Timmy, who is all of 16 years old. He's one of the cousins you actually liked. But old great grandfather Caradoc has been inviting him to tell him war stories, and apparently he's learned all kinds of lessons in the last 2 years since you last saw him.
Keep it little Timmy,
And
but you can't.
one of the other ones is like your great aunt Karen, who's nearly 100 years old, and she has tried to assassinate every heir and every rogue trader for the past 60 years, generally very badly.
but then it worked.
Not in this case. No, she's not guilty of the father's murder, but she's the family. She kills the truly retardedly stupid one, so the family sort of keeps her around for Darwinian purposes instead of offing her.
Okay, I would be aware of the
You'd be
Of
aware of
Karen.
Karen, you're disappointed in Timmy.
yeah. Karen, I can deal with her with just some threatening and putting her on her own place.
Yeah, she tells you she survived 3 generations of rogue traders and she's not afraid of you. And if you force her, she'll go straight to Caradoc and convince him that you are incompetent and shouldn't have the warrant.
Or I can just kill her right now.
Yeah, but she's a favorite. She's the best at demanding to speak with the manager.
Okay, huh? But little Timmy. So much disappointment. How to deal with him? What is the age that the kids normally get enlisted?
Oh, little Timmy's very eligible.
Yep.
See you
It
in
seems
15
that-
years, fucker.
Yep. You see, due to my former position in the Imperial Navy, I think I can get little Timmy a good position as the grunt in the boarding action. It will build some character for him.
You just make him a junior officer on the boarding party, it's fine. If he survives, he'll be a Lancaster. So, Karen is told to shut the fuck up and go back to her rooms, and little Timmy's quietly shipped off to your old frigate to serve under, the guy that was directly under you. No idea who actually killed your father, though. Like,
Well, I will-
what this dude found, they're legitimate conspiracies, but among the Lancasters, they're the lowest tier of conspiracies. These are people either just learning or chronically incompetent.
I will keep Kaiser around me for continued investigation, and I eventually will try to contact again the tech priest from the power generator.
Alright. And, eventually, you will be able to meet with them again. The cliff face was detonated. He's able to discover that. But the security footage, we'll see. Jack Lore, you there?
Yes, I'm here. just
I
turned my
need
camera
a
off.
hard tech use test.
That's -20.
Yeah, they would have had some very good people to cover this. Assassinating a established rogue trader takes effort and competence.
Okay. Does my make dendrite apply?
Yeah,
Utility. I'll spend a fate point plus 10.
disgusting.
So mine is so flat, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend an extra 3
Alright.
for a fate point. So that's 3.
So,
Right? Or is it...
yeah, that is a-okay. So, you have 2 options, because you're able to get a couple of faces, actually, rather than just a few grainy still images. enough to recognize people. Not enough for a court of law, probably, given how rich these fucks can be. Unless the rogue trader really wants to lean and use the family wealth to fuck these guys. But yeah, definitely enough for them to be recognizable and to justify arranging a little quiet revenge. On the other hand, you could just tell these people that you have this info, give him a couple of shitty still images that don't show any faces, and try and see if you can squeeze anything out for yourself.
I think I'll try and curry favor with the rogue trader instead.
Alright.
So, to get myself that position on his ship, so that he has 2 ships, so, I might get in Margot's position on one of those.
He has 3.
Ooh, even better.
Okay, so the Amigos actually contacts you a couple of days later and is apparently eager for a meeting, preferably face to face. Nice and secure.
I go to the meeting. I bring the psyker, ask him to keep doing his psyker stuff and examining the minds of the people around.
Will do so.
Okay. So, yeah, he shows you the pictures. The sacrifice bound and gagged at the lip of the crater. Your father striding out confidently. Then it skips ahead. Your father is still there alone. Others should have joined him for the ceremony. There's a whole process to it. Father's just turned around looking at them, and the next image is just like from another camera where it's can't make out most of it, but you can make out like 2 faces. And one of them is like a noble in the planetary administration, and another is a member of the core family. Someone who originally sided with your father in the War of the 100 Bastards.
Betrayal, it's on. Disgusting. Tech priest, how good are you with using your mechadendrites for torture?
I am more technically inclined, less physically, but yeah, not my specialty, sadly.
The cat cultists have something called the death by 1,000 scratches.
Well, I think I need to get a professional interrogator. But I have my targets now. I think for this job you did for me, this position as the generator technician, it's too low for you. You will come with me. We'll find something for you in one of my ships.
I shall serve you faithfully and loyally forever, rogue trader.
So,
Good.
after this, I'm gonna take the liberty and say that you remove yourself to your ship to meet the crew, claim their loyalty, and also be conveniently away from any counter-assassinations.
Yes, and also just look for the crew, for the people that I could use to kidnap and torture those 2 guys. Cover
I mean,
who the
you
rest
have
is.
a torture with a crew rating of 30.
Yeah.
Now, technically, you would eat an infamy hit for doing this, because it's an imperial world and not your family's personal holding. But you could just maneuver close and hope that you can land strike the family's spire before the navy frigates in the area notice what you're doing.
be a good idea, but Yotaru's heard the stories from the multiple land strikes on this planet and how it can blow up at any next one. He will avoid doing it.
If there is a time, I would like to present my opinion on things, Rogue Trader, if I may.
And
While revenge and counter murder, if you would, is pleasing to many, these are nobles we're dealing with. And if I may put a suggestion, having some of them that we inherently know are definitely these traitors and murderers of your father, living in constant fear of what we know and what we can use from them, is a fate far worse than death for them.
That's like Tuesday for House Lancaster.
Indeed. As such, I would recommend not slaughtering every single one of them.
That being said, here's another thing you could do, however. You could just hand this evidence over to the Inquisition.
oh, I could. The Inquisition likes me, likes my father. They lost a very, very great asset that helped them a lot. Yeah, I will give this tape to the Inquisition.
A narc, just like your father before you. Yeah, it's weird because in the next week, like a dozen nobles tell you that they believe they're being unfairly targeted and come requesting your aid.
Oh, sadly, I will inform that I can help them if only my father was still alive to give them assistance. Sadly, he passed away.
Just sitting on the bridge transmitting down to the planet. Shame. Shame. Wish I could do something. Okay. So the treachery is appropriately punished. And, well, the ship is yours. You are able to claim appropriate locations aboard it. Have you guys decided on what items you wish to add to the Dynasty Heirlooms chest?
The architect power armor, light power armor.
Okay, so he's sitting there in masterwork power armor, essentially just going, shame, shame.
Let's see if I have. Each player can choose an item to stay with the
Yes,
dynasty. Okay, let's check.
it doesn't necessarily have to be your own item, but yes.
I think Elwing only has that Xeno weapon that isn't actually that good because it's shit quality, so could technically an implant be passed?
Owen is still using his.
Oh. Let's see if he has anything that could. Oh,
I mean, technically,
Oh,
all of
actually.
these characters have gone on elsewhere, but you know, the Astartes bolter. I think you handed that in, or did you keep that?
I think we kept that because we wanted to eventually like make a trophy room with it.
Yeah,
uh,
because
we
it had
kept that.
that weird toxic attachment as well.
Yeah, let's keep. I'll use my thing to keep that if that's okay, because I don't think I'd keep anything anyways.
There is Alvis's power sword.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I was gonna keep, but I just like, would Caradoc throw that into the fire?
Caradog's greedy, probably wouldn't.
Fair.
my character like sword. So how good it was?
It was
Maybe.
it was just a regular power sword, but it had sacred inscriptions on it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a handout. And we're just gonna call it like heirloom items.
Yeah, power sword is actually very good. Yeah, I will have it. I just need to see how much it would cost for me to learn it. I have some extra XP because
The most
It's
it can
general
cost
finesse.
is if you don't have finesse, it's 300. If you do, it's 2.
Okay, I have 300 free, so weapon training, power.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah, the I think the what it was the stats were is the damage was 1d10 plus 5, pen of 5, and it's balanced power field.
Where did
1d10
we
plus
write
8.
down the Astartes bolter? I told you to. Is it in someone's journal?
It's the rifle. It's in the loot.
Loot pile.
Where's the loot?
Cursed artifact rifle, Astartes bolter. Yep.
Mhm.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of Xenotech random crap there, but most of that isn't that useful. I'm gonna copy the rifle over. Yes, it's. I think we said it was like a rich ruby red color for some strange reason.
Yep.
Gleaming. Inscribed with a legion number you do not recognize.
Okay, so I am the rogue trader. I can get all the heirlooms, right?
Sure. Do you have weapon training bolt, and would you like to pick up the Astartes bolter?
No, that stays on the wall. I think that my father told stories from one of his cousins that tried to touch it, or uncles, and
Oh
what
no,
happened.
you have no idea that it's dangerous. It's a deceitful weapon. Those stories got lost among the generations, all according to plan.
But
Now it only shines in beauty.
I can't use it. I will just stay in the wall until I can learn the correct talents.
You need weapon training bolt and weapon training heavy.
Yeah, and you need to have the appropriate strength, right?
I have 50 strength.
I don't remember 50 if you get the augmented muscle implant with the strength bonus to 6, I would say it would be enough. 5 maybe.
I just want the archaeotech light bow or armor.
It has a bunch of stuff on it, so Jackal or make sure that it's copy pasted into the heirloom items. We'll keep them there and we can just add who currently has them if we have to.
Power sword. Because I remember that Jacklord said some implants that could be good for my character. So I would like to use my free items to get one of those if I could.
You can't get best quality of either thing because they really.
So Alsa's power sword. Yeah, it has writing on it about the Emperor being with him in dark places and lighting his way. Wonder how that turned out. And since Nyax isn't here, we're just gonna assume that the last heirloom item is a strange ring with a grey stone set in it.
Wouldn't that have gone with Miranda?
No. That got left behind, she didn't need it anymore. It was glowing blue when the demon was in it. Or a part of the demon. But the ring itself remains.
Let's see. Yeah, I think. What is the rarity of the 2 items that I can get for free?
Rare is max.
Up to rare, but you get plus 20 personal influence to start with.
Yes, so I have 50 influence. How much I can get?
Up to 5 items.
Oh, fancy.
Up to your
So, yeah.
bonus.
So what would take the synth muscle because I need to be more buff.
Okay, if you're just getting the normal version, you're getting a +1 to a natural strength with no downside.
Just normal version. Maybe I try to get better later, but let's go slowly. Muscle. I have.
Jacklord, do you have the special qualities for the power armor written down somewhere?
Yes.
Copy paste them in the heirloom items.
Muscle.
There are some things that give you extra armor.
I actually don't. It was compact something else.
Jacklord, why are you like this?
There it is in the journal. Ancient miracle, best miracles of the Dark Age, imposing and compact, and quirk surly and unpredictable.
So if you fuck something up badly enough that depends on freedom of movement, it can screw you over. Wonderful. Give me a second, someone's at the door.
Okay, but there was the implant that made my voice louder. Which one it was?
Vocal
Vocal
implant.
implant.
Can't find on this vocal. Oh yeah.
It's at the
So
very
it's
bottom.
there. Yeah. Vocal implant.
Okay. So, let's add that strange ring with a grey stone. Why the fuck is it being that fucky? No, formatting's always gonna be bitch on this. Okay. Demi, Psyker Boy.
Yes.
So you settle into the quarters of the Astra Telpatica section, and why don't you give me a Psyniscience roll?
All right. Flat.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I actually succeeded.
Yes, it's there's like an echo here. It's old, but there's a part of it that's anchored here, and you look carefully around the place, and in like one of the drawers, you find a hidden section that pops open when you press down on it. And inside is a ring with a grey stone. And just the faintest flicker of blue in its depths.
Interesting. I'm going to leave it there for a time being, and ask around if any of the crew is old enough, or any veteran, anybody who, or even if there's files, who might have lived in this room before.
The the files have been purged, the cogitator is wiped.
Interesting.
Harlock made sure nobody knew.
It's effectively it's redacted by order of Rogue Trader.
Mm-hmm. All right then. I'll go back, and I'm gonna try and curiosity's getting me, but I'm gonna try and peer into it using unnatural senses.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to activate the power.
Yep. Let me just find it. That should be this. Psi use, I'm just using the low. I'm just using Psi rating 1, so I think that gives me a. Well, it should actually
Plus
automatically.
10,
Yeah.
it gives you plus 10 to roll for
Plus
every
20.
psi rating you don't use.
Does the sheet automatically apply it if I
Mhm.
write?
Yes. Actually,
Hold up.
no, you need to. Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Oh.
My bad.
No, it's based
Wait,
off
no.
of Senescence, so yeah.
No, it does work actually. My perception is 34, so this is 54, right?
That's
That's doubles
phenomenal.
though. Bruh.
Welcome to being a psyker, Demi.
I'm gonna reroll that.
Oh, you bitch.
Yeah, that's doubles. Oof. Double 100.
Wait. I need to re-roll it even. Actually, that's false because I have a psi focus.
Bitch ass.
I mean, if you pushed.
There we go. That is 3 degrees.
3.
3. You peer into the ring. You trace its crystalline geometries. It seems to be some kind of a psi focus, but it's a perfect psychic crystal. And oh wait. You've projected yourself into it, but the way back, you no longer remember how to get out. You start just inside the ring, desperately trying to find a way out. Make a willpower roll to break free.
Flat or
Mm-hmm. Okay. Take a single point of insanity. You break free.
I just come back to my body, just shaken from what I've done. It's like
It's like an engine, a perfect funnel for drawing power from the warp. The kind that would stay stable under almost any amount of power.
I leave it there for the time being,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna play my fucking tarot cards. I'm gonna shuffle and just draw the first one, sort of looking straight at that shelf still where it is, and just flip.
Okay. So, the ring you're choosing to ignore for now.
Yes, I'm.
The tarot card that comes up is one that denotes power, but it's inverted, like someone giving up power.
I shall remember this for the time being.
Or losing it. Okay. Tech Priest. Regal.
Yep. Yes, Rachel is up ready.
You walk through the ship. Head to the enginarium. Walk in, breathe the almost ozone feel to the air. It's like it's charged. The engines are ready. The ship is eager. And an old tech priest shuffles out to meet you.
Greetings. Tech priest.
Designation and rank.
Regal, Magos Engineer.
What are you doing in my engine room, Regal?
Every engine room on this ship. Rogue Trader's orders.
Specify.
Rogue Trader. Iotarus Lancaster.
Excuse me, I must prepare for the transition of power. Start shuffling away.
What is your designation, Tech Priest?
He doesn't answer, shuffles out of the view. Start shuffling out, holding a Redgate cavalry rifle.
Oh no!
Friend of mine left this here. Lowers it at you. My designation is 00000. How would you like to react to an old geezer trying to shoot you?
Tech Priest.
He pulls the trigger. Do you have ways to avoid this?
No.
No.
I have 12 in my dodge score.
Would you like to try?
Sure. No.
Okay, so assuming he has like a 30 short range, half aim shingle shot, with accurate, it whizzes by your ear. Be gone, I have
Well,
seniority.
Security.
Servitors! Rogue Trader, I hate to bother you with your very important business, but security is reporting gunfire in the engine section.
Let me see. Let me test his new sword I just found. He grabs the power sword. He grabs like 10 guards and he goes to deal with the issue.
So, when you get down there, your new tech priest is calling inside telling the Magos to be reasonable with guards surrounding a hatchway. There are several trashed servitors and 2 dead guards there, and he's calling from inside that he has seniority and you can go fuck yourself.
Stop with this stupidity. What's going on here?
He refuses to give up his.
I
give up
have
his
been on
position.
this ship since it was granted to House Lancaster. I have seniority, be gone.
What's your name? Magos?
He gives you an American designation.
Well, What is your current position on this ship?
Chief Engineer.
Out of character, is there any possible higher positions on a ship?
He would effectively be in charge of the engineering section. There are higher positions, but they deal with the ship as a whole, not with the tech specifically.
Okay. Congratulations for your long work to our family. you are getting a promotion.
I refuse. The ship needs me.
Well, if you don't want the promotion, Regio will have to take it, and well, that means that he's your new boss. Sorry, you refused it.
Me and Voidmaster Owen are good friends. We came together from Styges. He will hear of this outrage. By the way, it's the old fart that was joining the cattle raids.
Rogue Trader, we do not need this fool. We can simply get rid of him. He's a relic of a bygone age. This is
This
your
acolyte
destiny.
does not even know how to apply oil to a cog. He's useless.
Retire him permanently, would you?
Rego here already proved to me his abilities and usefulness doing some very important missions, so you may have seniority, but I have the proof of his abilities. I will just check the records and see what was your what was your performance on the ship during your stay, and I will decide the appropriate action.
Until then, stay out of my engine room. I have maintenance to perform.
Okay, and I believe in the records I would find that he was a fucking retard that almost fucked the ship because he wanted to win a cattle raid, right?
It's weird. It seems like a lot of the worst records have been corrupted in a century and a half of friendship with Bob.
Bob likes him.
But there is mention of reprimands, both during the original cattle raids and 2 others. But then 3 reprimands for 150 years is not that much. Performance-wise, he's slightly above average. He's not great, but he's okay.
So out of 5, he's a 3.6.
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of. He's like a 7 out of 10. You know, he's okay. 6.5 on a bad day.
I will inform Regio that he seems to be competent, so he will stay in that position. But if he is causing any troubles, we can arrange for him to be removed of his place.
This will
Maybe.
make it very hard for Regal to do anything that directly impacts the engine room, because this fucker ain't gonna let him in.
But Rogue Trader, Rogue Trader Lancaster, you have to understand. My duties demand that I enter the engine room on a regular basis.
He speaks as a person who has 50 fellowship, but he has 20, so just assume that everything he says, it seems over the top, theatrical, and manipulative.
Exactly.
So don't filter out the Jackalor when you imagine how his character is speaking.
Okay, yeah,
Exactly.
perfect. He's speaking like a jackal. I will just look at him. If during our the near future, his uncooperation gives actual problem to the ship, I will take any action. If it does not happen, you just deal with him and try to be friendly with the seniors. He may know some good stuff if he
At the
only
very
got
least, when the
reprimanded.
bodies are buried from the cattle raids.
As you command, rogue trader.
I'm gonna
Did you
need to
hear
make
that?
a sheet for the old fuck now.
I got my 5 items. I have Synthmosos, vocal implants, respirator filter, a vox caster, and a medkit.
Alright. And they're all rare or below.
Yes, the all rare medkit is common, and I think vox implants is just scarce.
Okay.
Scarce.
Yeah.
Let me check the heirloom so I can properly equip my new cool items.
Demi, you have presumably, familiarizing yourself with your new position, been looking at the records among other things as time passes. This seems to have a disturbingly higher than average incidence of astropaths going crazy and needing to be put down.
Any in recent times?
Oh yeah. It's not a insane increase, but you know the statistics on starships being, astrotelepathica. This seems to be somewhere between 50% more often than normal to about double. Noticeable, not catastrophic, but definitely a thing.
Well, either it's time to go introduce, or I'm gonna go talk to some blind people, ask around, small talk, get a feel for them, see if
Okay.
they're a bunch of crazies.
Well, they have their minds and their souls gutted by the Emperor and rearranged to be more resistant to the warp, so they're not entirely sane from the moment they graduate.
I get that. It's more, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Um. Demi, roll me a 1d10. Okay.
8.
Between the 3 ships, you have 8 psychers, as in 8 astropaths. So there's, gonna say, 2 on each of the other ships and 3 on this one. Roll a luck die to see how far along they're gone. Okay. So you knock on the door. There's a pause. The guard next to the door knocks louder. They open the door reluctantly. It seems that all 3 of them are the quarters of this one psyker. And the psyker you came to see is on the bed, just a wet towel over their face, just leaning back. I'm sorry, he's sick. He can't see anyone right now.
I suppose that was supposed to be a joke of some sort. I only merely wish to introduce myself, if there is a moment.
One of them is gonna try and sort of move forward so that you do the step back so you can talk in the hallway.
I am Kezaj Pelias. I will be a few meters down the hall. I am a psyker, and I'm here to introduce myself. May I know your names?
Yeah, they're gonna share your names. When it's the turn for the one on the bed, they nervously look at him and he just says, "It's already too late, he's found it!"
There's guards here.
Yes, telepathic guards. At this point, they've cottoned on that they're trying to hide that this one is going nuts and have drawn their weapons.
Is there anything I should be cautious of on this ship?
No, sir, perfectly normal ship, pleasure to serve.
Oh, please. That was a bit rushed. Both you and I know it. We're all friends here, aren't we?
Sure, friends? The one on the bed just... We're all friends here!
I'm a man of small talk and the like. And I like to know others in a very unique way. So if you don't mind me asking very simply, one of the very long lists of questions I like to ask people to know what I can get them in the future properly. What is your favorite color? Or what are your favorite colors?
I think they're gonna tell you a bit awkwardly. The one on the bed struggles for a moment, but then says green.
I'm not sure if I would know this or not, but if I use psychic powers here, I'd be get fucking.
Yeah, no,
caught on.
that's 3 astropaths. One of them would notice, and they specialize in telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
That's like their whole thing. They're required to
Great.
be good at it.
Interesting. A variety of colors. Good to know. What about jewelry? I think we all like a little bit of jewelry to look nice. Any favorites? I'm a
One of
person
them
favorites amulets.
pulls out a bunch of polished, looks like various pebbles and smooth by water rocks, seashells, etc. that he strung together on beat. Well, actually, every planet we go to, I ask the away teams to bring up something that looks nice. I mean, this is from when he started selecting them enthusiastically.
Fascinating. I'm obviously going to pretend that I'm actually interested. I'm a fan of amulets. Anything around my neck that can shine and display who I am, I think, is a very respectful.
Yeah, they
essentially,
all just clutch at their necks, pull out the quills. They look well polished by hands, often grasping them in desperation.
while they have their sort of hands up and showing things. Do any of them show any rings or any of those
Nope.
types?
The when you focus on him, the one who's on the bed flinches slightly, even though he's not looking at you. You see his hand tremble a little, like he's having a killer fucking migraine.
Well, I've already been taking up too much time, and I can see that you're caring for your friend. So, if I may ask, only as a good friend of myself, is this more of a us problem, or is this more of a problem that requires medical assistance?
He already was to the infirmary. It's fine. He's taking his pills. He's just waiting to fall asleep. It's fine. Give me an perception awareness test.
I do have a servo skull, but I feel like that wouldn't
No.
be active in this. Yeah.
It'd be really obvious if you
flat?
had it running. Yeah, flat.
You know what? I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit because I really want to find out. I'm going to use nothing escapes my sight. I'm going to spend a fate point and succeed at an awareness or inquiry test with a number of degree success equal to his perception bonus, which would in this case be 3.
Okay. Then you hear as you're saying your goodbyes and the door is closing, the guy on the bed mutters something under his breath. She keeps talking to me. Why won't she stop whispering? Okay. Well, since Nax isn't here, is there anything else we need to handle in terms of lore or fluff?
How about we spend some influence?
How about
Not yet.
what about profit factor plus prestige for getting influence?
Exactly what I was thinking of.
No, not yet. Uh, we already decided that Yotaros is following his not degenerate father footsteps, so the first thing he will do is not just spend his family riches to get more personal wealth.
Very fair. Then the one question I have is, I presume you didn't make the other rogue traders new people, right?
No, not yet. And
Yeah.
probably we are gonna skip next session because I'm gonna need some time to catch up on all the updates I need to make between arcs.
Perfect.
Don't have anything. I need I need to get some help with this. Like I found what compact does. It seems to reduce the weight.
Yes.
Yes, but that only
Oh.
matters if it runs out of power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And imposing?
It gives you plus 10 to command and intimidate if you're wearing it, I think.
Something like that.
So it's actually really useful for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
a
write
card.
20 weight is all out power. Imposing let me write on traits or talents traits. Plus and command. That's really good.
Okay, and since
Then-
it's best quality, its power lasts for longer. I think we said 6 hours. And it gives you 8 instead of 10 armor, and you get a higher limit to your max agility that you can have while wearing it.
Okay, max agility doesn't matter because I only have 40 and I can't buy. So it gives me, wait, toughness, I have to write it separate, but 8 armor.
Yes, I think that was the case.
Okay, so I have 11 everywhere.
It's like that suitcase Iron Man suit.
Okay. Imposing plus 10. Command. Unpredictable.
Effectively, if you try to do things that rely primarily on movement, like climbing, jumping, etc., if you succeed, you get an extra degree of success. If you fail, I think you get 2 extra degrees of failure.
Okay. So, and Surely.
It you need to check that. That's a separate table in there, but
Okay, the question is, where do I check it? I have no idea in which book it is.
that is Stars of Inequity.
Okay. I was looking at the Core Rogue Trader. I think I have Stars of Inequity. I definitely bought it recently.
Excellent. I see that you are taking this very seriously.
Yes,
The call have to.
I always buy my books, and you all should do the same, kids.
Oh, so if you ever fail anything with 96 or above, it just shut down for a while, locks up, you are trapped inside it, but you get +2 to initiative while wearing it.
Okay, that's good. Initiative. So 1 to 10 plus 6. Place. Plus 2. Yeah. Initiative. I don't know how to write. Fuck it. I'm illiterate. Okay, and Albus Power Sword, what does this secret inscriptions do?
That should be in one of the Dark Heresy books. Demi, what do sacred inscriptions do?
They're supposed to give you a +10 against pinning. They're not super useful. I only got them for the flavor mostly.
So if
I
someone goes duck at you and your instinct is to duck down, this can help you, power through it.
Yeah. Though honestly, you should also give plus 10 against fear. But what you gonna do?
You think you can overpower fear that easily, you fool.
Plus 10 on being test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I'm equipped with cool items. I just need to learn how to use that cool bolter on my wall.
And that means you
Powers.
learn how to use that cool ring.
I have a power sword, that's 1d10 plus 5. If someone wants, I have a free chain sword, but someday I will dual wield them, because that's cool. I also have a hand cannon to reserve, I think it's 8.
And it's good to have a ranged weapon of some kind in, just in case.
Yeah, sadly I'm very shit at it, but my navy bonus is that I get an extra degree if I succeed, so at least that's something.
And that's only useful if you're firing semi-auto or if you have something else that benefits from it.
I mean, if someone is trying to dodge.
Well, you can
Plus-
replace one of the damage dice with your degrees of success. If you're rolling d10s. Or something about that. No, it came up like last session. Either in Dark Heresy or this. Can't remember now.
Yeah, I think my character may be ready.
That picture is
Copy right
cancer. At least
It's
switch it
beautiful.
to the soldier one, that was better.
No,
Well, accidents do happen.
he has a navy uniform, and how dare you offend the Yotarus? He may be the worst of the JoJo's of the ones I watched, but at least he has a cool uniform.
Why are we doing a dynasty with these fucking degenerates? I already know more about that show than I ever wanted to. Why are you doing this?
Honestly, even though it's very overrated, it's not bad. You can have some good fun watching it.
You make me sad, Bacon. Okay, well, I think that's roughly everything. I will clean out some of the stuff from the star charts, etc. Clean up the map somewhat, leave only the important jump lanes. And well, get into it. Probably skipping a week, maybe even two, depending on how lazy I end up being, because to a large extent I have to prepare a new campaign in the same universe. But I'm hopeful, given how we've done so far with the switchover. It seems like this is somewhat interesting. The concept as a whole. Doing generations, making up for Daddy, who sold out the family to the Inquisition and made everyone look bad. And, one thing we didn't consider. Representatives. What kind of
Well,
representatives would you like?
I think Bacon was talking before that he wanted an interrogator.
But do you want to fill one of your very limited slots with a dude who's just good at interrogating, or do you want to save that for something else, like a captain for a ship, or...
If he's good at interrogation, he could be a good pirate. because everyone knows that pirates need to be good at torturing the people so they can find where the loot is hidden.
Ah, I see.
We do need a navigator.
We do need a navigator as well.
Do you wish to keep any of the old guys and upgrade them instead?
I mean, that was Wario, that he never get any level. He was just there. He was always on the shadows of his better brother Waluigi. So he never got any glory. Maybe we could have him.
He would still be a greedy little bitch because you're upgrading an existing one.
I could get a new one.
Could get a new one. It depends on what you want to do. With like an older one, you have a lot more skills. Like at Luigi, at this point, he would be able to. I would probably end up upgrading his ability to track ships in the warp, so you just days later you could pick up the trail and just run a fucker down.
Penalty is that we would have a fucking cunt as a navigator.
Like, he would want you to actually, go out and, make new warp routes that lead somewhere deeper to new worlds and new civilizations.
Wait, so he wants us to do a rogue trader job?
Yeah, but he wants you to not just go to the next unclaimed hex, but, travel like 3 hexes out and make a proper route and start thinking about making a base and just, proper exploration.
Yeah, that seems fine. I'm perfectly good with this, and it's something that we actually lacked a bit on the last one, is that after doing the initial exploration, we were so focused on our colonies that we didn't find out the good shit around.
Well, that good shit is all claimed now, so hey.
Yeah. But we could upgrade him. What do you think, Demi?
Fuck it, let's do it. With only one exception. He's gotten older, so he needs glasses.
That's true.
He doesn't need glasses. His unnatural perceptions guide him.
Okay, then he became a man and now has a mustache.
Can you stop?
I can Photoshop each one of those. It's your choice.
Just don't.
We already have the fixed bacon.
Okay. He's a navigator. He constantly interacts with the war, but he didn't really eat much corruption. He stays away from trouble. Who wants to roll 5d10 for corruption?
Demi?
Psyker.
How many representatives are we going to get this generation?
Up to 3 currently.
Ouch.
Well, he's gonna get another navigator mutation. And he's certainly gonna have to roll for those malignancies.
Okay, so we're thinking on a possible good pirate, a navigator. Now we just need an Inquisitor acolyte on the ship.
You're assuming you... Actually, you're on good relations with the Inquisition. You could have an acolyte on board as a representative. The downside is that you won't have to pay for this one. And the downside here would be that even though, you don't have contacts, etc., they would be there to keep an eye on you and keep an eye on Xeno threats. So they would be a narc, essentially.
An interesting proposition, but I think he would fuck us with our dealings with pirates and dealings with Xenos and...
I'm back.
We're discussing
Jack,
which
well-
representatives to keep or add Jackalore.
Yeah, we decided that upgrading Wario, so he's actually competent and want us to explore a lot.
Wait, I thought we
Getting-
went with Waluigi, not Wario.
No, the plan was Wario because Waluigi was already a badass and he would fuck us even harder.
Wow.
We literally said Waluigi. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, can be Waluigi instead of Wario. Okay, the other plan was getting a guide, a pirate guide that can interrogate and torture people. And the other one is getting an Inquisitor acolyte.
Keep in mind,
No!
you do need representatives on your contacts if you're going to draw any real benefit from them. Or if you're going to send off ships to do missions on their own, you need a representative in charge. These are your pawns, your ability to move pieces where you're not personally present.
I think for sure the pirate and the navigator. But the third one. What are our
We don't-
contacts?
To be fair, we don't really have that many trained killers, especially those in ballistic. I think you and Nyax are going to be both like heavy melee. Wouldn't be bad to
I'm
actually have.
ballistic. I put for
Okay,
ballistic
you're
scope.
used to the pets being there to, you know, fuck things up for you. I want to use them differently this arc. You can still, you know, risk their hides by having them do things, but you should see them more as people who can organize shit for you when you're not personally there.
Okay, so we still have. What are all the contacts we have?
Limaxus Finis for, you know, all your holdings there. And if you don't put a representative you can trust on those, then the family will essentially scheme behind your back and not tell you anything they don't want you to hear. You have the pirates who will happily screw you over and take your money if you don't have anyone there to keep an eye on them. And you have the Mechanicus who will just tell you the things they want and happily take your information without giving you useful information in return.
Okay, so we could get the last one be someone, a noble, someone connected to the family, or maybe an Inquisitor acolyte that has contact with
No!
another family.
No!
You put an acolyte and tell the family to report to him without telling them his inquisition. Okay, Bacon, that's a bro dick move.
I do like the idea though of having like a highborn who's like basically Caradoc, high amounts of commerce and bureaucracy, and he could be on like on Theodoro or something.
You could literally keep Caradoc and have him stay at Theodoro and manage the family.
Exactly!
That's Caradoc.
Yes.
Yeah, we can have Caradoc if you guys want.
No, I don't want Caradoc.
Yeah, I also
No!
don't want
He's good at
Caradoc.
it. He's really good at it.
This Caradoc.
So? That makes things better. He's the pater familias.
No.
Makes things worse because we all know how Caradoc is.
So I'm just gonna pencil this like inquisitorial agent.
We need someone new and more trustable than Caradoc.
You can trust Caradoc to look out for the family's well-being.
Cousin Kenny.
I mean, he can look out for the family, but I want him to look out for me, the rogue trader.
You are part of the family, so yes.
Yeah, but it may be better for the family just let me die and replace with my cousin.
Not if you do everything properly.
You know, his father already ratted them out to the Inquisition, and he just sicked the Inquisition on his family to avenge his father's death. So, not sure how Caradoc would feel about it. Actually, I know exactly how Caradoc would feel about it.
But
So, yeah,
let's not tell him that.
he knows he's good at it. Yeah, we need someone new.
Oh, sadness.
Could be like one of the nobles that actually helped you find or not help you find, but actually was loyal to your father and didn't backstab him or something. I don't know.
He doesn't know he got all the conspirators or the Inquisition did. He only had 2 faces to start with.
Mhm.
We'll, I think, do it this way maybe. You start with half of your prestige, round it up, and you can go up to your prestige bonus, but the ones above that you have to actually buy. Whereas these, they're just, the ones you start with.
So what I hear is garden worlds.
No!
Okay, so we start with 33 prestige and we can have 3 representatives.
You start with your total amount. What you have becomes permanent, so it'd be at 66.
So you could have 6 representatives.
Your max would be 6, you would start with 3.
Okay, so we start with 3, we can have 6, okay.
You go off of whichever is higher, your prestige or your profit factor bonus. And, you get half of that up front, and you can buy up to the full value of the bonus.
But yeah, I think at first we need someone that the others can trust in the family to keep things going correctly.
He's not an inquisitorial agent. Just putting it out there.
No, the inquisitorial
that
agent
is
was
a
just a
very
joke.
influential noble family. I would infiltrate with a full inquisitor, honestly. If I was you.
That was a joke because even though it would be interesting, be loyal, we all know that we're planning to be heretics. So I don't want to fuck my future by putting an inquisitor on my ship.
I'm so sorry about your acolyte, Inquisitor. It was a freak accident with the life support. The heat just went off and the doors locked for 12 hours. He was a little meat popsicle when we found him. Okay, so you want a noble that you can stick on the family holdings or other noble negotiator.
One.
Alright. So, random pirate interrogator, noble negotiator, and Valuigi. So I'm gonna assume that the ships you're probably gonna fly as a fleet.
Probably, yeah.
And for the Moonstone Ecclesiarch, did you want to remove the observation dome? If you did, you would have room enough for a second cargo hold.
What would be required to have a mining thing?
A lot of space and power.
You need 10 space for the mining thing.
What does the observation dome does?
It's like telescopes, radio telescopes. It helps with exploration and planetary
Just
surveys.
move the temple shrine to the God Emperor.
Yeah, we can get rid of the observation dome and place another cargo hold.
Why won't we get rid of the temple shrine? It's useless.
No.
No, it's a temple to the emperor. There's anything more useful than that?
A temple to the Omnissiah, for one. Also known as Engineerium.
I mean, you could remove the drive it has and replace it with a Jovian pattern, which would take 4 less space and give you 5 less power.
What's the difference? Oh.
Less
Yeah.
speed, less space, and less power. It currently has the souped up version of the transport drive.
Mm.
I'd say a no to that.
I don't think we
Oh,
need to
and
remove.
something I need you to take into account. The Mechanicus doesn't like that vessel. It has a turbulent past that gives a bonus to Ecclesiarchy and negative to Mechanicus. It's a super pro Emperor vessel. Annoyingly so.
Let's just remove the temple shrine then.
It won't help that background.
No, you just piss off the machine spirit.
Yep. You don't remove. You
The
don't just.
machine spirit talks to you in Aquila's Jackalore.
I think we can get rid of the observation dome for more cargo space, but we should keep the good drive.
You could remove the good gun on the prow and replace it with another civilian macro cannon, and then downgrade the drive as well.
Yeah, sounds good.
But if we remove the gun, this ship will be even worse if we set it independently because it will be more vulnerable.
I mean, it has to get something in the front 90 degrees to hit it with a good gun anyway.
Yeah. It's useless for combat. It's a fucking transport. What do you expect?
It has a top speed of slightly above a turtle at a sedate walk.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can. You guys can do it. You guys know what you are doing. I don't even know what these components do, so I will believe in you.
Okay, so trade that out somewhere in the intervening generations. That has been removed. So keep the observation dome for now. So that would have been done, and this would have been downgraded to a Jovian pattern class 1 drive. Luckily all of these operations I'm pretty sure are cash neutral. So currently, if I am right, you have 3 power left and 4 or 5 space. So you could add a third cargo hold.
Sure.
Yeah, more cargo, the better.
This, however, will require a profit factor because of how the numbers line up. But currently it has nearly as much cargo capacity, or more or less as much cargo capacity as the deal with the Quentron provide to you in a year, in a single trip. It's just a big fat whale with tiny pew-pews on the side.
That's the point.
Yeah, perfect. We can carry a bunch of heresy on it.
And let me adjust the cash money. So you are starting with 52 profit factor and 66 prestige by my count.
I'm sure we could use some of that stuff up for influence, right?
Later. Not now. We have to wait 5 years, Shackler. You know how it works. But I will leave to it now. Do we have anything else to do?
No.
Important?
Let's go around the table, and Demi, why don't you tell us how you feel about this next arc and this set of fuck-ups, this crew?
I'll send a song about it, but it looks like it's gonna be fun.
So pretty good overall.
Pretty good overall.
Bacon.
I mean, we aren't that much heretic yet, so it's looking good. We may not be completely fucked this generation.
Right. I remember how it looked when you were starting out. Though, admittedly, the backer you picked was kind of troubling from the start.
And Elwyn was a fucking absolute heretic.
Jackalor,
Yes.
how do you feel about this coming arc and this crew?
I have great hopes for my future.
Bacon, Owen, for all of his heresy, never picked up the Zenrite Elite Advance. Jackalor started with it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I take back this generation is fucked.
Okay.
Can I go now?
Yeah, you can go. We can all go. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.